Hey there. I know a lot of you guys hear me talk about journaling and the benefits of journaling. And so I just wanted to take a minute or two real quick to just kind of reiterate that fact and just kind of encourage you guys to take a minute today to check in with yourself. I tell you guys that a lot. Take a minute, stop for just a second, be present. I know it's not always easy to stop and journal wherever you are, but you can make this a practice that you instill and start to use daily. Only takes a few minutes. I know sometimes people end up journaling longer and they end up being a long entry, and that's okay. But I want you to kind of consider this. Maybe your journal entries just need to be a sentence or two. Maybe you start off with two sentences. This is something I tell people. Just start off with two sentences and make one of them something about how you feel. Add an I feel statement in there. And just start getting comfortable with the idea of explaining or just notifying yourself about how you feel at any given time. It's kind of an awkward idea to for some reason for guys. I think society kind of tells us that it's not okay for us to stop and think about how we feel about any given thing or any given time. But I wanted to kind of just encourage you guys to start getting comfortable with that and maybe write it down. Another thing you could do other than just the 2-sentence journal entry would be to have a gratitude practice, a gratitude journal. And how you do that is you list out a couple of items. I've had clients list multiple, like 10, 20 items that they're grateful for. And that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But I also like the idea, and I think I like it better if you maybe write one or two and then describe why you're grateful for that. Kind of go in depth kind of go deep as opposed to wide. So that you're taking a minute to recognize something that you're grateful for, describing why, kind of being in that moment, that grateful moment. And then another technique, I guess you'd say, is I've heard it called a meditation journal, but I think that's a bit of a confusing name for it. And what you'll do is instead of worrying about form or any rules, you just start writing. And all this is it's kind of a free writing exercise. So don't worry about punctuation, don't worry about capitalization, grammar, long, short, anything. There's really no rules to it. Just start to process your thoughts on paper and just start writing. If you don't know what you're going to write about, you write. I don't know what to write about. I'm trying to find out how I feel, and you're writing all of that out. Now, you don't have to keep this. You can shred it, burn it, eat it. I don't care what you do with it. It's not really important that you have it long term or that you reflect upon it later. The benefit to that exercise is that you do it, that you take a minute to say, this is what's going on with me. It's a processing tool. So anyway, just wanted to explain that and kind of give you some suggestions. There's a lot of ways you can go about this, but I know that a lot of successful people, a lot of very balanced, healthy people have a journaling practice of some kind. So I encourage you to do that. If you have questions, you can always ask me. And even do some research on your own. There's even some journals out there that are made specifically for this kind of thing. So hope you're having a good day. I'll talk to you guys soon.